Hey rock lovers, guess what? We are on a road trip. That's right, I'm leaving Central Texas, trying my luck out west. I'm going to Deming, New Mexico. It's about a 10-hour drive. I left really early this morning. I should be rolling in around, I think around 2 p.m. or so. And I'll have a few hours this evening once I get checked in to go out along the dirt roads north of Deming and see what I can find. And then tomorrow I plan on going to the Rockhound State Park, which, as its name implies, is a state park dedicated to rockhounding. Hopefully I'll find some interesting things there. We'll see. Either way, I hope to come back with some good rocks that we can take back into the shop and do some rock tumbling, some cutting and polishing, cutting and tumbling, slabbing and cabbing, you know, all that good fun stuff. Make some new videos for you and hopefully you'll enjoy that. I've got my little travel partner here. Hey Rango. He's a good travel cat. Hopefully he'll bring me some luck. So stay tuned. I will show you what I find. Hopefully we'll find some good stuff. Okay, it's time to get started. I've driven 10 hours for this. Rango is safely tucked away at the hotel. I decided to not waste this first afternoon and drive out here onto some BLM land just north of Deming. I visited a little rock shop while I was in town, and the fellow there said this is an area where you can find some rocks, so I thought, why not? His wife said, "Don't go, it's the afternoon, you're crazy." She said it's triple digits, and she's right. It's 104 degrees right now according to the thermometer. It is going to be a hot one, but I think it's a dry heat. Not that that really matters at 104, but anyway, let me see what I can find out here. Hopefully I won't melt. Well, the first several minutes have been kind of a bust. It's mostly these, I don't know, look like rhyolite? I'm not sure what this is, but it's not something I'm interested in. So this popped up, which looks to me like a nice piece of jasper. Check that out. That's a keeper. And then once I saw that, I looked over here and I saw something looked a little different. Some sort of little agate. Look at that. Hey, so it's a start. My first 2 rocks of this little rock hounding trip. So far, this is pretty much a bust. I think this is just a basalt field. I thought maybe rhyolite, but anyway, I did stumble upon what looks like someone was maybe breaking up a rock here. This is a little more interesting. I think this stuff might, if nothing else, tumble well. So I may grab a couple of chunks of this just for tumbling. I just picked up this piece, and I suppose it could be common opal. You can see that white in there, maybe even dendritic. You see that little black stuff? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this. Now this rock looks interesting here. You can see that. This could be some kind of, I don't know, sea maggot? What do you think? Look at that. Hey, there's my first really good find. Cool. Check it out. I believe I just found my first piece of moss agate. When I got it wet, I could see it through here. So this would be a great piece to slab and cab. I love it. Wow, this field's turning out to be pretty good after all. I was too quick to judge this field. Here's where I am. So Deming is down there. Way over there, that would be the Rockhound State Park on the south side. I came out this road about 5 miles. Came up this little hill here and parked. And mostly I was seeing this, like I said, it's, I think, basalt or rhyolite. I don't know, but it wasn't very interesting. But then I started finding some cool rocks. I found this beautiful piece of, well, it's jasper. It's like a green jasper first. These right here, I think, are all jaspers. I just grabbed this one on the way back up here. I had to unload it. It was getting too heavy. This, I believe, is some kind of jasper. I say jasper. I suppose they could be chert. I don't know. I'm not sure. But I think they will make good lapidary projects. Then there was this interesting rock here that had the little fool's gold in it. This will all be tumbling rough right here. I think this will tumble up nicely. It's all the same type of stone, whatever it is. Looks kind of like a jasper. Then these, I'm pretty sure, are all agates. This one's really interesting here. It's got lots of cool stuff in it. And this, I'm sure, is a moss agate. I can't wait to get this one home, get it back into the shop, take a couple of slabs off of it, and make a cabochon with that. I bet that'll be stunning. So I'm going to go ahead and get back down there where I was finding all these good things, down closer to the road, and keep going. It's only 450, and it's actually, even though it's 100 degrees out here, it's not bad. The humidity's low, there's a breeze, so I don't know why everybody's complaining. They gotta come to Central Texas when it's 98 degrees and 90% humidity. That's when you don't want to be outside. I just picked up a couple of good tumblers, and I don't know if this is from the sun, but look at the pattern on that thing. It's some sort of jasper, but look how that has a flame look to it. If that's in the stone, that'll be awesome getting that shined. These are cool little pieces. I stumbled upon an area, there's just a lot of this stuff laying around here. Like maybe someone was already working this pile a long time ago and left all these pieces. But there are lots of small tumbler-sized pieces over here, so I'm happy. This rock really caught my eye, but not for this side, but for this side. Look at the color in there. That's a green. I love that shade. I'm assuming that's what the entire rock is on the inside. So this would be a good one to, well, we could slab and cab this one. Looks like there are a lot of fractures though. Maybe just break it up and tumble it, but I love that green color. So this one has some potential. Check that out. Look at the color in that. I don't know what it is. It almost looks quartzy over here. Can't tell. Definitely taking this one home though. I can imagine putting a couple of slabs right through there, making a cabochon with that. What do you think? What do you think this one might be hiding? Look at these little botryoidal bumps here right on top. I can't really tell, but I like that right there. That tells me there's probably something interesting inside this rock. So let's get this one home and slab it and maybe cab it and see what it looks like. This looks like an interesting rock here. Some sort of, I don't know, jasper, I'm guessing. Another one that I think will be good in the shop where we slab and cab it. I think this may be some type of agate. You can just make out some banding in there. You see that? See where it broke there? That's really cool. The rest of it sort of just looks like maybe jasper, but oh man, that makes me think I should take this one home and slice it. Put a slice right down there. See what we get. Now right next to that last stone that I think was an agate, I found this little nodule. Now this is not that same basalt. This is something else, I believe. So this one's gonna be our mystery rock. Hopeful that it's something good. So what we'll do is we'll get this one back into the shop and just cut it in half and see. Could be a complete dud, or who knows, could be a stud. I tell you what, there are several interesting rocks around here if you just spend the time to look for them, mixed in with all the crappy rocks. And I think this area is part of a mining operation. I can see there's a pipe over there. This is some sort of pond that was built up. Sorry about that wind noise. So I guess this was an old a mining operation of some sort, which is good for me. It means I can go through all these, I guess, tailings? I suppose that's what this stuff is. Here's another very green rock. Don't know what it is. Maybe it's a green chunk of jasper? I don't know. You can see that it was encased in something. It's rounded nicely. It's almost like a river rock. And when I get it wet, it's very green, so I'm gonna take it home. I like green rocks. I don't want to get my hopes up too much, but I think this is maybe a plume agate. That's definitely translucent in there. I know the sun's behind some clouds right now, but I could tell that whatever it is, it's translucent. It's a nice big chunk too. Wow. This may be the best find of the day so far, and I've had some pretty interesting finds. I'm loving this Deming, New Mexico area. This will be good to take back, get at least one slab off of it, and take a closer look at it. I tell you what, it's just one after another out here. This is another agate. I can just make out the chalcedony there. There's no telling what this will be like on the inside. This is what's so fun about this hobby. I'll get this thing home, I'll cut it somehow, maybe just slab it, and who knows, it could be really stunning inside or it could be a dud. I like this area. One thing I'm noticing though is I'm not finding any petrified wood here. Where I live in Central Texas near Austin, it is plentiful, but so far here I haven't seen any. So I split this rock open because it looked kind of plain, and I believe I found a yellow moss agate. I'm pretty sure that I see some mossiness in there. You can just make it out. Oh, that's cool. That'll be pretty as a cabochon. Look at this pretty little specimen that was just laying here on the ground. Isn't that beautiful? Wow. I may not do anything with this. I may just clean it up and leave it just like this. It's so pretty. I guess that's sort of a yellow jasper with the quartz on top. So check this big guy out here. I was going to break it open to see what was inside, but if you look closely, you can clearly see the quartz right there and more on there. So I think this would be a good one to get on the slab saw, on the big slab saw, and cut it open, because look, there's some sort of seam running through here, it looks like. Yeah, this will be a fun one to cut open and see what kind of slabs we can get out of this, because this one has the potential to be really cool. Well, it's time to unload again. I really love this spot. This is only after maybe 2 hours. Got a lot more stuff with the tumbler, mostly jasper. Some larger chunks for, well, maybe cutting and tumbling, maybe turning into cabochons. Could be some mossy agate, could be some plume agate, I'm not sure. And this mystery agate rock here. Well, this is gonna make for just hours of fun back in the lapidary shop. So it's time to get some water and head back out. I'm just working right down there. I just found this piece. This is my third trip from the truck, and this looks a little like a seam agate to me. I can see through here, I think it's translucency, some chalcedony with a lot of features. So I'm going to take a chance, get this back to the shop, cut it, and see if, in fact, I've got myself a little seam agate here. Well, I figured at some point I would find a fossil rock. There you can see some shell in there, and probably evidence of other fossils right there. We find a lot of this where I live back near Austin, Texas. Still, I think I'll take this home because this is my first New Mexico fossil. Hello, little New Mexico fly. You look like a prisoner. Look at that striped suit he's wearing. Maybe I should call the prison guards. This guy's escaped. Shoo. Now, I'll be the first to admit I don't know New Mexico rocks very well, but this one's got to be something good, right? Look at that. It's got to be some kind of seam agate, maybe. Looks interesting. See, it's got those bits of chalcedony there. I don't know, maybe I'm seeing a little mossiness, but this is what really gets me excited right here. You see that sort of seam looking stuff in there? We're definitely going to have to take this back and cut it open, see what's inside. I'm just about done for the day. It's after 7 o'clock and I'm tired. This looks like some kind of seam agate right here. What do you think? It's a big chunk of something. But I imagine cutting a slab out of that right there. Slicing it that way. And making a beautiful cabochon. That's what I think this will do for us. We'll see. This was the result of the third trip. I'm doing the voiceover now because the audio was so bad with all that wind noise, you really couldn't hear my voice. You can see I found lots more of the jaspers and agate materials, some good tumbling rough, some good cabbie material. So this is it for the day. Time to go get some rest and start over tomorrow. Okay, I made it to the Rockhound State Park. I'm gonna go ahead and just spend a couple of hours here. There's a trail called Thunder Egg Trail, which apparently takes you up there. I hope to find a thunder egg. We'll see. Nice view from up here. Yesterday I was the other side, way over there. And that's where I'm gonna head later today. That was a lot of fun in that area. So we'll spend the afternoon over on that side. So a couple of things I've noticed. Number one, there does seem to be a lot of jasper around here, which is good. Number two, I think this is around 4,700 feet elevation, and I'm breathing a lot more heavily than I think I normally would back where I live. So there's a couple thousand feet difference in elevation. I can definitely sense that right now. As you can see, I'm gaining some elevation, but not a lot. I got a long ways to go. So hopefully I don't poop out, but I think I'll be okay. I've trained for this, right? Definitely a great view from up here. And I'm only maybe a quarter of the way up, but just a beautiful, beautiful spot. Look at this. Like I said, later today I'll be out that direction. Maybe you can just see the Cook's Peak over there. Oh, I know, it's one of those over there. But right now, I've got to get up here, find these thunder eggs. I haven't had much luck. This is the closest thing I have come to a thunder egg. I don't think it is one, but it sort of has that bulbous shape to it. So who knows, maybe if I cut this thing open, it would reveal something beautiful. Mostly it's just this kind of rock here. You see lots and lots of really cool looking rocks, but how do you tell if they're thunder eggs? I don't know. It's kind of a first for me. I mean, I haven't had much luck at all on this thunder egg trail. I decided to try another area off the trail, and I found this, which doesn't look a lot like a thunder egg, but at least it's sort of bumpy on the outside, which is one of the signs. So I'm gonna take this one and cut it in two, and maybe we'll get lucky. Who knows? There's a lot of rock here, but geez, trying to find a thunder egg is, well, the old needle in a haystack analogy comes to mind. I decided to try to dig in an area where I could see other people have been digging, and I found these two rocks, which sort of look like they might be thunder eggs. This one definitely could be. This one, maybe. Honestly, I don't know. It's really hard to tell. There are so many rocks in here, and there's just no telling. So I'm gonna try these two, get them home, clean them up, cut them. Maybe we'll get lucky, maybe they'll be thunder eggs. If not, oh well, it's still fun being out here in this beautiful park on a great day. I found this broken piece right here, which you can see has this, I'm gonna call it a opaly-like material. I imagine that's what these will look like. If I can actually find one and get it cut open, I'll see this sort of material, which is nice. Should take a good polish. Well, I got up on the hill and I found an area where I think I found some thunder eggs. A couple of these I'm pretty sure are. Some of them might just be bits and pieces of thunder egg. Ooh, look at that nasty looking wasp. But I believe several of these are genuine New Mexico thunder eggs. So I'll get these home. We'll get them cut and polished. Hopefully that wasp will not come with us. And then we'll see how these turn out. Will they be studs or duds? I don't know. We'll find out together. This just gives you an idea of how high up I am. You can see my truck way down there. Let me zoom in. There it is. So I had to come way up here to find what I hope are these thunder eggs. Yeah, there's quite a few of them up here. If you just dig around through this rubbly area up here, you can tell lots of other people have been doing it. So now you know. So this is what I got from the state park. A couple of these are just maybes. A couple of them are fragments of thunder eggs. But a couple of them I'm sure are thunder eggs. Yeah. Yeah. We'll see. I'll get them home, I'll get them cut. I'm hopeful that most of these are going to be interesting when I cut them. Only time will tell. I got to get these back to Austin, get them back to the shop. We'll get them chopped up, see what we found. How exciting. So now I'm back out here where I was yesterday afternoon. I'm going to continue to hunt this area. This is that BLM land. And apparently this was an old mining area here. So I'm gonna look around some more for some jaspers and agates. And then I'm going to head on down the road towards the mountain there. See what I can find. Just picked up this big, I think it's a quartz seam, but it also could be agate. I don't know. It's a big seam of something though that, once again, I think might be good slabbed. So I think we'll take this one back as well and get it cut and see what it looks like. Check out this interesting rock I just found. The fly thinks it's interesting too. You see, it's very dark, but it has a lot of stuff going on in it. What a cool rock. This is gonna be a fun one to take home and play with in the shop. Maybe slab it, maybe tumble it, I don't know. But I feel like this one's gonna be really nice. Now, I learned long ago that you can't always trust the colors you see on these rocks because of, for example, iron staining. But this, if it is in fact some sort of picture jasper, look how beautiful this is. I can't pass this up. Just in case that this patterning goes through this entire thing, this would be a really good one to slab. Hopefully when I slab it, it won't just be a tan chert rock or something. I think this might be a big chunk of moss agate right here. I can just make it out. If you look, it's hard to tell, but I think once we get this thing slabbed, this should make some beautiful cabochons. I don't know what this rock is, but it looks like some sort of interesting nodule, right? So I wonder, is it just a plain rock or is there something inside this? You can see a little bit of detail there. But considering all the cool rocks I'm finding right around here, I might have to take this one just to cut it and see. And I'm just right over here looking at these rocks. I'm probably 20, 30 yards from my vehicle. It's amazing what's here. It's just incredible. All these cool rocks right in this area. I'll definitely come back here again for more of this rock hounding. You know what I'm finding a lot about here are these quartz seams. They're really cool. I might take this one. It's just interesting. I don't know what I'll do with it. I guess I can face polish it. But it's common out here. A lot of these rocks have these quartz seams in them. It may be over 100 degrees out here, and I've had to drink a lot of water, but it is beautiful. I don't think I would trade this for anything right now. I broke this rock up, and I'm glad I did. Look at that beautiful pattern in there. Some kind of dark agate. Oh, I'm definitely going to take this. If it were a little bit bigger, I could make a sphere out of this thing, but I think it's too small for that. But it's definitely going back to the shop. I picked up this red rock, and I thought, that looks like it could be jasper. So to be safe, I chipped off the end there, and boy, that is beautiful, that shade of red. So this nice chunk of jasper will come back to Texas with me. Yeah, I know this just looks like another quartzy, veiny rock, but if you look closely, you can see a little bit of banding in there. You see that? So I think this one might be good to slab and turn into a cabochon. It may have a little agate goodness in there. We'll see. I decided to switch to voiceover because I know that the wind was making the audio terrible out there. I apologize for that. This is the afternoon total. Lots of jaspers, some agate rocks, and other interesting rocks. For the trip, check this out. So I got the thunder eggs from the state park. Here's the small tumbling rough, the medium size for slicing, the large stuff for slabbing and cabbing. Oh, we're gonna have lots of fun projects. I'm gonna go ahead and head back to the hotel, get some rest, and then probably come back out here in the morning just to spend a little more time. After that, go to the rock shop, thank those nice people for this suggestion, and honestly, probably buy some rock from them because they had a really good selection there. And then it's 10 hours back to Austin. Okay, one more stop before I leave Deming, New Mexico this morning. We're gonna go over here to Trina's Rock Shop and thank Jeff and Trina for their suggestions because it's their suggestions that got me out there to that wonderful area where I found all those cool rocks. This is the grand total. These are all the rocks I got in Deming. Check it out. What do you think? Let's look at these real quick here. These are the thunder eggs and thunder egg wannabes from the state park. Some agate type rocks, small rocks to cut and polish, big rocks to slab and cab or turn into spheres, maybe even cut and tumble, cut and polish. Lots of options. Most of this is jasper. A lot of it's really cool looking jasper. But if I'm being honest, some of this, maybe 50%, is just sort of average. I think when I was out there in the field looking for this stuff, I was seeing things that weren't really there. A lot of wishful thinking. In spite of that, I still say if I get 50%, let's say, value out of this haul, that was a good trip. Well, it was a good trip anyway because I really enjoyed it and I plan on going back. Now, over the next several weeks, I'll be putting out the videos featuring these rocks. So please check back and you'll see the name Deming or perhaps New Mexico in the title of the videos. I'll get started on them today. Today is July the 2nd. So in the next few days, you'll see the first video come up and then they'll be trickling out after that. Some of these, like the rock tumbling videos, will take months. Others, slabbing and cabbing, can be done in a couple of days. Thanks so much for coming along with me on this little rock hounding adventure. I do appreciate it. Please be sure and check my other videos for more like this. Thanks again.